Hi guys, this is Todd from Table Ready Painting. I have with me Logan
Hello.
and Michael.
Hello.
We're here tonight. We're just going to do a hangout and figure out some stuff. We're working on some ideas for a summer crusade, just for a campaign for the three of us. So we got some models here that we're going to be painting. We can show them off as we get stuff done.
Yeah.
But we're really just going to talk about what we're going to do in the Crusades, maybe some units that we're going to throw in, what armies we're going to play, stuff like that. So if you want to just hang out with us and chit chat, and we're going to talk about painting stuff and Crusade stuff. Glad to have you.
Yeah.
So what are you working on, Logan? Before we start,
I'm doing some Tyranid bases.
Tyranid bases? Are those Tyranid warriors?
Yeah, Tyranid warriors. I'm also touching up some other units.
All right.
I'm turning their tongue purple like a giraffe.
Okay.
Well, okay, giraffes don't turn people's tongues purple, but they do have purple tongues.
They could, I guess.
That would be weird.
At least temporarily. So he's doing some Tyranid warriors. He's got a Biovore here. He's got a Neurolictor, what is this? A Winged Tyranid Prime.
Yeah.
And some kind of big brain thing.
The Neurotyrant.
Neurotyrant. Michael, what are you working on?
Working on the Death Guard. Right now I have some Blight Lord Terminators that I need to add some touching up to. And then I'm gonna work on some other stuff since I'm pretty much starting from the beginning of this army.
Say hello to Richard. Richard's watching us.
Hello.
Hello.
You know Richard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Richard has some gas Space Marines and also some other Space Marines, regular Space Marines. So you're working on Death Guard. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. So you have Terminators. You have a Blightbringer, right?
Yeah, there is.
A Lord of Contagion.
And then Typhus.
And that big thing doesn't look like a Death Guard.
Oh yeah, that is an Annihilation Barge from the Necrons.
All right, so you got.
That's my favorite Death card.
I was just gonna say that's the worst plague of them all, isn't it? The Necron plague.
That's fair.
Especially if you go to one of your worlds. I did bring my Avatar of Cain that I'm working on. We'll see how much painting I get done. So Logan's gonna play Blood Angels in a Crusade campaign.
Yes.
And Michael, you were considering Death Guard.
Yeah, I want to play Death Guard, but I have a lot of work I need to do on them.
A lot of work you need to do. Cool. So he's trying to get some painting done. I have kind of two choices I'm playing with. Well, obviously I have more than two choices to play with. But I'm thinking either the Aldari or Thousand Suns. I'm kind of leaning towards the Aldari just because that gives us a
Imperial,
a Chaos, and a Xenos. Yeah.
See, I was gonna say I think you should do Thousand Suns because Nurgle doesn't like Tzeentch, and Tzeentch doesn't like Nurgle, so I feel like it gives a good excuse for the two of them to have conflict.
That's fair.
I have a really good one, and then obviously Blood Angels, they don't like these heretics.
Right. Well, my biggest concern at this point is I only have one universal character.
That's fair.
So I would have to play my Exalted Sorcerer because of it being a Crusade. I don't necessarily want to play epic characters because that loses some of the feel to the Crusade armies. I think you're always looking for, you want your characters to get built up and write their own stories. Where the Eldar, I have tons of regular characters.
I have
So I have Farseers, I have an Autarch, I have
That guy, if you get him.
I got this guy.
Actually, I
Though I
think,
think he's
named.
epic. I think he's an epic character too,
yeah, he's
because I know you can only have one.
the avatar of Cain.
That, and I'm pretty sure the Avatar wouldn't gain experience. So I don't have any Inari, so I don't have to worry about that. But if I jump into characters, I do have Warlocks as well. They are characters. The Eldar do certainly have a lot of named characters, but I could play Farseer Skyrunner, Autarch, and then these are all named characters. And then I think I could play Warlocks. I think that's the only ones. Are they even characters? They are characters, so I could play an individual Warlock. Actually, Warlock Conclaves are considered characters too. Interesting. So, yeah, so we could do that. I think that would give me the best option to play around with.
Okay.
So, maybe we can do that. And I have a lot of models painted for that, so it would just be a matter of updating some of our bases to the right size bases and stuff like that if I need to do anything.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mike's got some Death Guard painting to do because we don't have a whole lot painted for that. But I think that's going to be a joint effort.
We have 5 Plague Marines. I think I got a Plague Caster, but he needs some work.
Right.
I worked on Noxious, the Lightbringer.
We do have a Lord of Contagion that's fully painted.
Oh, yeah, yo. First model that I did for the Death Guard, and he looks great.
Yeah, Logan really knocked it out of the park.
The other ones,
say,
not great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just didn't get that far yet.
Well, that's true. But, I locked in with that one, and he's great.
So if we go with the Eldari, we'll write this up and see what I think. Well, we're figuring around 1,000 points, because that's where crusades start, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we got 1,000 points of Eldari, and I didn't bring my phone down, so I'll have to figure this out manually. And I know the points won't be 100% right, but we'll work with it as we go.
I do have my phone if you need like help fact checking and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's see if I just. What would be some fun stuff to throw at 1,000 points of Eldar?
How many of them can get destroyed by a Desolation Squad?
None of them.
Oh,
Actually, probably all of them. Well, actually, I have pretty good information. Why don't I go with the what's in the combat patrol? Because I think that's like 400 and
that's a good place to launch off of.
450 some points, if I remember correctly. So then I would only have to create half an army from there. And I think the combat patrol is actually a pretty decent combat patrols before this, not after.
I also have a blight hauler to work on.
We do have a blight hauler to work on. And we're going to do some work on that so we can get you moving faster.
Yeah.
All right, so
Hold up. I have to go grab something. I left it on the other table.
that's it. He's fired from the podcast.
Oh, it's a whole bunch of stuff. In fact,
All right, so they have a Spirit Seer.
I'm back. Oh.
They have 10 Avengers.
I didn't need that. Whoops. Just wanted to work with some of the red.
Pretty much just base coding right now.
Just base coding. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 10 Dire Avengers.
Basically, just base coding.
He's basically base coding. Wah, wah, wah. 5 Wraith Blades.
Ooh.
And they have the axes and shields, so they're a good melee force. And they're quite defensive with their 2+ save. And then they have this special, well, that's for the combat patrol. I guess I shouldn't check that.
The thing I like about the Blight Lord Terminators is the fact that they are both a sufficient force in ranged and melee.
Yes, they are. Terminators are great like that. And quite survivable. And of course, the Death Guard ones having that little bit of extra toughness.
They have toughness 7, I believe.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
Compared to the normal toughness 5, it's huge.
I think there might be 6s.
I think
I could be wrong.
I would think it's.
I have a Dark Angel's book here. I could tell you what Dark Angel's Terminators are. Dark Angel's Terminators are, yeah, they are 5s.
That's what I thought, because I have the Sanguinary Guard, and I went to search up about the other ones. I more commonly play the Sanguinary. I played the Sanguinary Guard once. I've played the Terminators once.
So you play them more often, huh?
Well, I mean, actually, one of them was my choice.
Right. All right. And then I got 5 Warp Spiders.
But actually, I might change my army list. So I'm thinking if he's going to start off with Terminators, I might just do it.
Probably have to.
No.
Well, we can figure that out as we go.
I'm just saying, if we're going to start off with a little bit more of an elite. Now, I don't have like 10 Terminators or something crazy. I'm probably not going to give them a character. Because that's kind of crazy.
Why is it crazy?
That's a lot of points to invest in.
To the librarian.
I could. Actually, I could.
You could. So so I could start. I forgot about the Spirit Seer being one of the characters for them.
Don't give him ideas. We're trying to win here.
I'm not giving him any ideas. I want to goad him into doing dumb things with his army list so that he'd be easier to beat.
Yeah.
And just tell him it's good things.
What? Terminators are cool. And the librarian's not actually that bad.
Yeah, make a whole team of
Sure.
We did the
They're great.
We did research earlier.
The librarian is great.
We found out that 20 Turvagons is the same price as a Warlord Titan.
He did this
Why?
absurd math.
I don't know.
Y'all know.
That's a good question to ask him. Why? Could you hand me the purple ink wash?
Alright, so what
Thank
else would be
you.
fun to play? I
Hey.
could throw some Fire Dragons in. Some Dark Reapers.
20 Turvagons is 3,500 points.
Let's see. Howling Banshees now have anti-infantry 3 up with their swords. I think Howling Banshees might be a good thing to add into an Eldar army. So we do 5 Howling Banshees. And again, we're just spitballing here, so this is the best way to make army lists. Just figure out what you want and then fine tune it once you get everything that you want in there.
This Terminator has rightly earned the nickname Mosquito Face because his big eyes.
So you have a big sucker too?
No?
Whoa! Oh, that's a lot.
I'm
Yep.
guessing that was a cat.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming that.
Something fell on the other side of the room. Blame the cats.
If
All
it's
right.
not our fault, it's the cat's fault.
And I'm going to go with some war walkers because love me some war walkers. So let's say 2 war walkers.
Terminators are cool.
Right. Oh,
What? Oh, it broke.
Oh,
Hold on. I got
I write
you.
war walkers and the pencil breaks.
maybe
Sounds
it's a sign.
Sounds like sabotage.
Got you a new pencil.
Got me a new pencil. All right. Very cool. All right. What else do we want? We could do some Wind Riders. Any recommendations from our watchers here? Got some Rangers.
We should do all the epic characters.
No, yeah, all the epic characters. You know why? Because my army's epic.
Sure.
How about a Wraith Knight?
That's a bit too
That's a very
early.
large thing.
I wouldn't send your biggest force out that early.
No. I could probably throw a Wave Serpent out there. That would be.
Oh, that's a tank thing that I've completely beat up.
Yep. Actually, considering the only thing that I have that's a 10-man squad at this point, I could do the Falcon. That's got a little bit better armament.
I don't know what the Falcon is.
So the Falcon looks a lot like the Wave Serpent,
Okay.
but the Wave Serpent has just a turret on top with twin-linked some kind of weapon, whether it's shuriken cannons, missile launchers, scatter lasers, so on and so forth. Star cannons. I think mine has. I have 2 Wave Serpents. One has shuriken cannons, and I think the other one has bright lances, which are those are the big anti-tank vehicles, weapons, anti-tank weapons, anti-vehicle weapons. The last cannons, essentially. But the Falcon actually has 2 separate weapons on the turret. One is the pulse laser, which is a 48-inch range shot. Well, 3 shots. Hits on a 3 or better strength 9 -2 with a die 6 damage. And then I have the scatter laser as the other weapon because it's old. And that's what it came with initially. The scatter laser is 36-inch range for 6 shots, 3 or better to hit with strength 5. So it's an anti-infantry. And then, of course, it also has twin-link shuriken catapults, which is not all that exciting, but it's something.
I mean, I would consider that you are fighting 2 Marine armies,
Yeah.
which
So let's legit say the Falcon. Let's go with the Falcon. What do you think of that?
sure.
Logan's like,
Quick
I don't care. I don't even know what half this stuff is.
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
Quick question.
Sure.
If in a crusade, for every game, if there's 3 people, do all 3 people need to play in each game?
So generally you would do it in phases. So everyone would have to play at least 1 game against somebody in a typical crusade. What I would consider if there's 3 people playing is we should play each person once for each phase of the game.
What if we did that?
So which means I would fight Logan, I would fight you, and then my phase would be over. And then
I would fight
you
Logan.
would fight Logan, and then the rest of the phase would be over.
So only 3 battles really need to happen.
Right.
What about you fight both of us at the same time?
That doesn't
Well, we
need
could-
to happen.
Right. That doesn't need to happen, but it could happen.
I think that should be like a special battle.
Hey, how you doing? What is it, Von Beardo? Nice. What's going on?
Hello.
Hello.
So we're just trying to figure out some crusade armies, and we're doing some painting. Mike's painting some Death Guard. Logan's working on some Tyranids. So just trying to figure out an Eldar army to play in a crusade. So right around 1,000 points. I didn't bring my point generator, my army generator adding thing, my battle roster of any kind down with me, but at least not one I can use because the other one's on the computer. So I got a couple things for my Eldar. I think I'm just going to start with the basics for that's come in the combat patrol. Watch this spiky spear.
Sorry.
Well, I didn't just did once you get poked. So I'm working with the Spirit Seer, 10 Dire Avengers, 5 Wraith Blades, 5 Warp Spiders. And then I figured we'll throw some Howling Banshees in there and some War Walkers. And then I'll probably working the points, see if I can get a Falcon in there as well. And I think that's going to be right around 1,000 points. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Mike's working on some Blightlord Terminators.
Yep.
Is that Bug Eye that you're working on there?
Yeah, Bug Eyes.
And he's got the autocannon, right? The autocannon option.
I believe so. It's the double barrel weapon.
Right. He's doing some bases. He's actually working on some. You're doing blue on their bases, right? To make them like a magical.
Like an alien. Yeah, like an alien world.
Landscape.
Purple.
Also, it contrasts the abundance of red.
I think it's pretty cool.
I think I'm going to do all the psychic guys, the same kind of style base, with the blues and stuff. The blues and the purples and the pinks.
Yeah, and I like what you did with your zoanthropes.
Yeah,
They actually have like a magical, almost like a magical portal feel underneath them.
Yeah, because I use some speed paints.
Yep.
Like Purple Alchemy and Hive Dweller Purple.
And this is how we do a lot of painting. I do, if anybody's curious, we do have some army painter stuff. We have some Citadel stuff, and from current Citadel to very old Citadel paint pots, like so. I don't know how close you can see that. And then we got some model paints in here, some Vallejo. So we kind of work with whatever works best.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I think that's probably where I'm going to start. I'll figure out the points for this as we go.
I can probably like set up an army and see how much it is.
Yeah, do you want to do that?
Yeah.
I just forgot my phone upstairs.
My Blood Angels, I have a lot of choices for them.
Battle
I
for
have so many choices.
Eldars at the top.
Yep.
Heck, I could just play them as neutral. I could just play them as red Space Marines.
Do you know which attachment you're gonna use, or should I just choose anything?
Just use anything for a test, and then I can circle back around. Probably, I think it was the War Host.
I just selected Aspect Host.
That's fine too. That would actually work as well.
I just pressed the random one.
That's okay. The Aspect Host actually gives you. Oh, it's towards the back, I think. While I'm here, that gives you each time an Aspect Warrior or the Avatar of Cain unit from your army is selected to shoot or fight. Select one of the following abilities for it to gain until the end of the phase.
What do you have in your army?
So I started with a Spirit Seer.
What is that
For a character.
Okay.
Sorry.
Spirit Seer. Go find it. There.
Okay. And that's the only character that I have currently. Dire Avengers, they should be battle line. I think they're battling.
No, there's Corsair, Void Reavers, Guardian Defenders, and Storm Guardian.
Okay, so there's nothing that's. So then they would just be regular infantry.
Dire Avengers.
Yep, 10 of them.
10. Let me. Oh.
You can fix that after.
Actually, yeah. If I have an elite unit, then that really balances out because I'll have a lot of infantry. I'll have a lot of characters. But even if I just play one,
So 9 regulars.
Plus the Exarch, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and everything else should be regular. 5 Wraith Blades.
Oh, it's at the bottom.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. Then 5 Warp Spiders.
Warp Spiders. There.
5 Howling Banshees.
Howling Banshees.
Yep.
Okay.
Then 2 War Walkers. How many points are we at now?
With the War Walkers and the Falcon. Hold on. I already put in the Falcon.
Oh, okay.
800.
Oh, really? I got like 200 points left.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should automatically go to the right amount, right?
Yeah. Oh, so I got a whole nother 200 points left.
oh crap!
That's what Logan was excited to hear.
Definitely.
And I can lean into the Aspect Warriors because. So what I need to do is add an Autarch in there.
Autarch?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
That is my equivalent to a captain.
Is that worth 200?
No.
Oh, great.
That's just a character. Let me
My
see.
captain's like 80 points.
Oh.
What are the current points?
It's like an ethereal.
An Autarch is like 75 points. We'll have to check the points as we go, though. So the Autarch is basically the army general. He's been several types of aspect warriors, and now only does war in his entire life. He didn't do anything else. He doesn't like paint or play an instrument. Yeah, he doesn't sing songs anymore.
Okay.
He is just a war-bound machine.
He is a war-bound machine. He actually gets the captain ability. They get to reduce CP, and then any unit that he leads can reroll advance rolls, and you can reroll any rolls for that unit while it's performing agile maneuvers, which is the other special ability.
I don't terribly need it, but like this thing is just not working.
And the one that I have has a fusion gun and then has a scorpion chainsword.
Okay.
Do I need to change that? Scorpion chainsword gets sustained hits.
How many more points do you have? Oh, yeah, you have 125.
Yeah, I got about 125.
You could put.
So let's say an Autarch.
Oh, you could put 3 Sanguinary Guard in that.
Sure. Do you have 3 I can borrow?
No.
Okay.
Does it look like he's playing Space
I can ally them in.
Marine?
That's going to be a tough ally.
You have a lot of paint on your hand.
I do.
Okay.
That didn't mean you need to say it.
That should leave me just enough points for the Avatar.
Kidding. The Avatar's 300.
Is it?
Yeah.
Aw. 300. So I'll have to wait to get.
Yes. Thankfully.
The Avatar's not tough.
I've told you this both many times. Yo, I don't even have someone who's who's at 300.
Close to.
That's because Sanguinius is dead.
Yeah, that's because Sanguinius is dead and the Tyranids need to lock in.
Right. All right. So let's see. I'll just use the points in the back here. We'll balance them out later.
You can get
So
a
right around
Hierophant
100.
Biotitan.
Yo, the Hierophant is overkill.
And I think it's more than 300 points.
Okay.
A little bit.
Just realized there's more than one ball I have to paint. Trying to paint this guy's flail and it's being difficult.
So I could do Rangers.
I love the flail. Just don't love painting it.
How about a farce here?
Is it 125?
It's only 80 points.
Okay. That leaves you with 55 points.
Yeah. Well, I could actually do a Farseer and a Warlock for that. So that's 80 and
Oh, I know in this crusade
45.
I know in this
So you have
crusade
10
I am
points left.
so using the new data slate changes for the Blood Angels.
Yeah, probably.
First character I'm adding, Sanguinary Priest.
Sanguinian.
So what were you planning on playing? Why don't you talk it up?
I originally
Take over the conversation here.
apologies. I originally was doing a very mixed loadout, including a lot of new units that I wanted to potentially play. But I'm having second thoughts. Because originally I was going to include a Death Company Dreadnought. And I was going to include Sanguinary Guard. Actually, no. Originally I was going to include Inceptors, which we're going to upgrade into Sanguinary Guard. Which I might later consider. But I think I'm just going to take them all out. I might put Terminators in. Just because I kind of want to use an elite unit, especially since we're all using decently elite units.
I think I should.
I think. Are you using anything elite?
Well, I'll be playing Aspect Warriors. They're kind of elite, but that's how the Eldar go to war.
I think I should.
Guardian Defenders are literally just the citizens that go to war. So,
Not really.
I think I actually should. For my first game, I should have Plague Marines instead of the Terminators, and if they survive, I'll upgrade them into Terminators.
I think it takes a little bit more games to do that.
yeah.
Oh.
It takes a little bit.
So if you're going to stick with Marines, then I could probably exclude them.
You have to do the same loadout every game.
No.
I mean, kind of, until you get
In the
enough.
beginning, you do. So in the beginning of the Crusade, you have 1,000. You have 1,000 points. Well, I mean, technically no, because you don't have to play in 1,000-point fight. You can play whatever you agree upon. So if you agree upon a 750 fight, then you can play a 750 fight. But you are stuck with the units that you pick on your order of battle.
So, well, yeah, you first have to pick.
So you're going to pick your 1,000 points army, and then as you gain requisition points from playing games, you can add things like 200 more points to your order of battle.
Yeah, or
like special abilities, or
if you have like a 5-man, you can turn them into a 10-man squad.
Right.
Or 3 to 6-man, whatever.
Get concerned. Do you have concerns?
Yes.
About?
Like what? See if I can alleviate your concerns.
I'm starting to feel like I don't want to do a crusade anymore.
Why?
Why?
Because I like variety in my armies, and that prevents it completely.
But there's lore. There's story. That's what I think. Like this is your legion who decide to band together and fight in these wars. These are the guys who decided to, work together to slay your opponents, to grab the objectives. You build character upon your characters. You build character upon your infantry. Oh look, you get stories. Oh look, your sergeant just was the last guy standing and won the game. That's a cool story.
Right. And as you move up, as you play games, your units can be scarred. They can also get battle honors, which can make them better. Like they'll be better to hit, or they'll shake off wounds better,
And
or
you can get
whatever.
artifacts.
And you can get relics or artifacts for your
you
for
could
your
get
characters.
you could get a rare sword, or I mean, probably more in your case, a rare scythe.
Right.
I could get a rare power sword. I think that's the item.
Or whatever.
Well, yeah.
Rare flail.
Right. Right. I mean, I can't. Hold on one second. So I have here. They have the Pariah Nexus book. So, just in a standard game, without doing any kind of separation, this is just the generic. If we wanted to play the Pariah Nexus Crusade campaign, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you would start with your order of battle, which would be 1,000 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
You pick that 1,000 points, and that's what you start with, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can requisition more units to your army as you play. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just want to give them an example. Excuse me 1 second. So you can increase your supply limit, which only requires 1 requisition point.
Which gives you the 200 points.
Which gives you an extra 200 points to your order of battle. So, generally speaking...
And you start off with 5.
Right. Right. You do start off with some. You don't have to spend them right away, but you do start with some right away.
Meaning you could start off and add 200 points and add your Terminators.
Right. So, but we would decide when we played a match how many points we were going to play. So, obviously, the first round, we would play at 1,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So even if you took the increased supply limit, you will still only play 1,000 points, right?
Yeah.
But you'll have 1,200 points available to you. You'll have whatever units you picked in that 1,200.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
so then that's your variety. So you can pick a unit that's going to be really good against Blood Angels, and then you can pick a different unit that's going to be good against the Eldar, and then when you fight Logan, you can add the Marine killing guys, and when you fight the Eldar, you can add anybody because elves are weak. Right?
Yeah.
So that's where you're going to get your variety from.
Yeah.
You're going to have and think of it. You're playing your Death Guard, right? So you're going to want your Plague Marines in there. You're going to want Poxwalkers, maybe, in every battle. You're going to want your little Blight Hauler, or your, right? Isn't that the Blight Hauler? Yeah, the Blight Hauler. You're going to want that in every army, right?
I mean, I think actually the neat thing about Death Guard is they don't really need much variety, you know? Well, between having one battle line unit, you're going to have Plague Marines, because Death Guard you should have played. You're gonna have. I mean, you're gonna have a good variety of characters, but beyond that, you're gonna have a few vehicles. A few choice vehicles, and maybe a choice of Terminators. Like they already don't have a ton of options. So even by being limited, you're not that limited, And I don't mean that in a bad way.
I didn't take it as a bad way.
Well, I mean I don't know, they're boring or something.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're really not going to be limited unless you might want to just stay at 1,000 points and okay, this is the army that I'm going to run until I get to that point where I want to do better. Because you might want to be like, okay, this is exactly what I want. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's just in here, that some of the options is, of course, like I said, the increased supply limit, which gives you 200 more points for your order of battle. You can add a renowned hero. So basically, when you first start a crusade, you can purchase a requisition for the first time. You can add a character unit to the order of battle. After that point, you can purchase this requisition each time a unit from your order of battle gains a rank. In either case, you cannot select an epic hero unit, a unit that already has an enhancement, or a unit that has disgraced or mark of shame battle scars, but you can select an enhancement for that unit, for that specific unit. You can also create legendary veterans, which now you do have to wait till they're battle hardened, and then they cost a little bit extra. You can rearm and resupply.
Yeah,
so
that's a good one.
That's one where you can take a unit out and you can.
I think it's change equipment.
Yeah, you can. I'm sorry, you can change equipment with that one. Repair and recuperate. This one, you select one of your units that has one or more battle scars. Then you can remove it, and that unit's crusade points. Oh wait, select one of the unit's battle scars and remove it from the crusade card. So basically, they can heal their battle scars if you got bad battle scars. And then, of course, you can do fresh recruits, which means you can just.
Well, that means you could take a 5-man to a 10-man.
Right, you can upgrade your squad to a 10-man squad. So there's a lot of different options as you're playing along in the crusade. So your army's going to change.
Okay.
And you get some cool weapon modifications. Basically.
Oh yeah, you can get better weapons.
Right, you can have increase your ballistic or weapon skill. You can add the strength characteristic of the weapon. You can increase its armor penetration. You can increase the amount of damage it does, the number of attacks, or on a 6 you can make it precision weapon.
I would love to have a lieutenant or some sort of just guy like that, and get benefit, and give him all these bonuses and stuff.
Right. Imagine if you get some super cool. Imagine you got a Devastator squad with or Desolation squad with precision.
Desolation squad with precision is going to be lethal.
Right.
I'm just saying, if they can just go. They're already great at destroying tanks and stuff. Imagine what they do to a person.
Right.
And already they ignore cover if they sit still.
And the cool thing about the Pariah Nexus is one of the main goals in the Pariah Nexus campaign is you're looking for Blackstone. And then when you find black stones in your missions, you can actually spend them to get different relics and battle honors for your characters.
Are we going to be doing a book crusade?
I don't know. That's something that I wanted to talk to you guys about once we got to that point, because we could do a book one, or we can just write a narrative.
I was kind of thinking of writing one because that would seem pretty neat.
I mean, Pariah Nexus is based off of Necrons and Admech.
Which we don't even have our Necrons guy playing Necrons.
Right. I mean, anybody can play because it's set up to play
Yeah.
any army, but the actual campaign is based off of Necrons, Admech,
And Chaos Space Marine?
Sisters of Battle, and then eventually Chaos Space Marines
Do we got Blood Angels?
and Knights.
Yeah, I think we'll write our own.
I think so too.
We could do Space Marines versus Tyranids.
Like Leviathan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
We could always do Leviathan.
I'm not. Gonna
It's
be
pretty
there.
basic, but
So I'm not gonna be there
who's not going to be there?
Me.
Why not?
because it's Tyranids and Space Marines.
Well, it's not just Tyranids and Space Marines.
Is the door closed upstairs?
Probably not.
Well, let me check.
He'll be back.
Okay.
Ah, slightly cracked.
Oh, no wonder the cats are doing him.
Right.
I heard show noises and I didn't want to get destroyed by a copyright or
Right.
have weird audio.
Nothing like playing a different YouTube channel as background to our YouTube channel. Right?
Yeah,
So, yeah, I mean,
I think we should run a general narrative.
yeah, and I think so too, because that'll give you the option to use your Death Guard rules. He can use his Blood Angel rules, and then I can use the Eldari rules, even though they're kind of wonk. But they're just weird.
I mean, hello,
Hi,
cat.
Cat.
I mean, the one thing that kind of pushed me a little away from the Tyranids is the rule. It's kind of complicated.
Yeah, because you get to eat planets.
It's eating planets and you have to decide all that kind of stuff. I was like, I don't know if I want to do all that. And then,
I think it could be fun.
well, then you were like, and you picked your two options of either want to do Thousand Suns or Eldari. And I was like, I think I should bring some Imperium to the table.
I mean, I realistically need some work with my Eldar. They've kind of, sadly enough, they've gotten a lot of neglect lately. So
Yeah.
What if the special rule for the Tyranids is that every game they play, the map just shrinks?
Bro.
So they're literally eating the world.
yeah, I actually read an article the other day, and anybody can kind of step in on this one, and they were saying that the measure of a typical Warhammer 40K battle, the 5 rounds of a Warhammer 40K battle,
Yeah.
it actually lasts about 10 minutes.
I heard. Well,
I don't know how accurate that is, because there's a lot of people that die and duck around and stuff like that. 6 minutes goes by pretty fast, even when you're commanding armies and stuff like that. I would probably give it maybe an hour or something like that, but I say it's just real time.
I mean, obviously, it's not the 3 hours.
It takes, it takes 3 hours to play 2 hours to play a game.
I mean,
It'd be about 2 hours.
I could see it being quick.
troop movements and stuff like that, and commanding stuff to go here and there.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
I
sure
don't-
6 minutes is too short, as well as 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't see 10.
There is a severe lethality in Warhammer 40k if one 2,000 point fight only takes 6 minutes.
I'd say cut the amount of time in half because
The 3 minutes?
So,
of the actual time.
actual
Because I assume they'd be moving at the same time.
right.
I mean, also, I could see it being reduced.
So, what are we painting now? You're working on
I was painting these guys.
what? Tyranids?
Tyranids.
I'm working.
He's working on Tyranids, a Neurotyrant,
Neurotyrant, Neurolictor,
Neurolictor,
Tyranid Warriors. I touched up 2 other guys.
Bio.
and you're working on
Blight Lord Terminators for the Death Guard.
very cool.
I need to give him his purple
So,
tongue.
yeah, I've got the Avatar Arcane here. I've been working on.
Well,
Only
you've
got
been,
some.
you've been.
I actually haven't painted it yet tonight because we've been talking about Crusades.
You have like a bruise purple.
But that's what's in front of me.
a bruise.
I'm sure I will get to painting them soon.
Like this?
I want a reddish purple.
Like crusted sore.
Are you painting anything tonight?
Can I see?
What are you looking for?
A reddish purple.
Crusted sores. It's a cape color that I've been using.
Okay. Do you know where it's at? Up there.
It's one of those 3.
Actually, what's this color?
Blood Angels Red.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you don't want that.
What?
No. Yeah, we're working on some Crusade stuff, and Logan's got a pretty big Tyranid army. Michael's just starting Death Guard. This is probably he actually got Death Guard quite a few years ago.
It was actually his first army.
Was set aside
But
to
yeah.
work on other stuff.
Because we got an 8th edition starter kit. And we also have received many other of those kits like it.
Yeah.
We have 3 Lords of Contagion. We have 3 of the bloat drones. We have 22 Poxwalkers.
No, not Poxwalkers. Plague Marines.
Ooh, World Eaters. That's pretty cool.
Very cool. Very cool. Logan's a big fan of World Eaters. Just hasn't dove into them yet.
I've thought about a 3rd army, but I don't know. I don't know if I should dive into a 3rd army. Let's just say.
Right now he plays a red army that runs forward and attacks things, another red army that runs forward and attacks things.
I don't.
So obviously his next option would be another red army that runs forward and attacks things. Being Tyranids, Blood Angels, and then of course World Eaters.
Honestly, any red army that rushes forwards and attack things.
Right. I'm pretty sure the one after that would probably be like Same Hand, Eldar, or orcs that are all painted red.
What if I did Custodes? What if I did like Custodes? Because they're like gold, like the Sanguinary Guard.
Oh, that would be a variant. Oh, Night Lords. Night Lords are a
Night
great
Lords.
choice. I love Night Lords.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
And the new ones from the Kill Team box, those things are pretty cool.
I've seen. Oh, I haven't actually seen the Kill Team box, but I've looked at the models. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
The newer ones with the Batwing helmets.
Yeah,
Those are pretty sharp.
I didn't love them at first, but they grew on me. I mean, I don't actually own any, but
I want some kind of paint.
Yep,
yeah.
Yep. Charging into battle is the only option. We love that.
See that they don't get it. They
Not
got
me. I play the gunline army. So
Yeah, he is. Yeah, you have 4 gunline armies.
essentially, yeah.
I have a lot of variation with my armies.
You do. You have a lot of variations.
You have 2 defense armies and 1 gunline army.
Michael has Tau, and then Death Guard, and of course his up till now most current is Necrons. So he's been working on Necrons. I actually play Dark Angels, Eldar. Actually, I play same hand Eldar, which is why I picked on the red part. And then I play Astra Militarum and Thousand Suns.
And we have many like little army pieces. Like we have knights that it's kind of becoming an army because now we have 2 big ones and 4 armigers.
Yes, we have. Well, they're in process. We have 1 solid knight built and put together.
Yeah.
A Crusader, and painted. Yeah, and it's painted in Boba Fett colors because I'm a big Star Wars fan.
As you can see by the
As you
shirt.
can see by my shirt, right? And then I actually got the Valor Strike Lance.
I don't
Yeah,
know. We
box
got
set.
it for real cheap.
The knight and the 4 armigers for any used sale. So
Yeah, we
got
got
it for a
like
good price.
200.
It was a fresh new box.
And it was brand new. Nothing was built out of it. So
Brand new box for 200. It was a steal. You can get a knight for nearly 200. To get a knight and 4 armigers, ooh, that was good.
right,
Armigers are like $90 for 2.
yeah,
Yeah.
So it's already almost the regular price for 4 of them.
so basically you got a free night.
Yeah.
Well, we got a free night. So yeah, and I've got some agents of the Imperium that I've slowly been working on. Unfortunately they're like a back project.
Yeah, well, we won a giveaway.
Yeah, so
And we got Sisters of Battle Squad, and we got a leader.
Yeah, we got the limited edition. Whatever, Canoness, I guess she is. And then we also won a box of Battle Sisters. And then so I bought the Armies of the Imperium when they first came out because I figured I could just add them straight in.
Yo, deciding an army, I've realized after looking into a third one, oh, it is difficult.
Picking an army is a hard choice.
There's so many good options, and there's so many like good options beyond that. Like, because I mean, even for like Space Marines, you got whatever. Well, I mean, you've got the 9 Loyalist. Yeah, you've got the 9 Loyalist ones, and usually they count as different things. Sometimes you get different rules depending on which one you play. And
Right. Yeah, I don't have the Eisenhorn model yet. That's one that I would like to get my hands on, but we'll have to see. I think he's kind of hard to obtain at this point. But he's one that I would like to get. I got the Ordo Hereticus one, which had the more Battle Sisters and the Immolator, and then it came with Greyfax, because that's if I had to pick a name character, that's the one that I wanted. I mean, Castling Crow is pretty cool too, but I didn't really want the Death Watch guys.
I kind of like the Death Watch guys.
I already have 2 Marine factions, so
that is fair. Oh yeah.
If I was going to do any other Marines, it would definitely be the Grey Knights over the Death Watch.
Oh yeah, the Grey Knights are cool.
So, Well, I mean, if you want my advice as far as picking an army, find one that you really like the color of, because painting the army is probably the tip of the spear. You're gonna have to deal with painting it until you get 2,000 points of it.
Yeah. I mean, like a good one to always do is like Space Marine and Chaos Space Marine, because they have a ton of options of colors. And on top of it, like you can, I mean, actually, pretty much for any army, you can paint them anyway.
Yeah.
But they're one of the major ones.
Same as the only loyals who can summon a demon host. Yeah. We don't have a demon host model. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to get Eisenhorn though. He's pretty cool. He's a cool character. The books were great, so he's definitely a model that I'd like to get. You don't know who Eisenhorn is?
No.
I actually have the books upstairs. You could read them.
I don't know who Eisenhorn is either.
And speaking of which, I found the other day on my shelf. I do have a Blood Angels book for you if you want to read it.
I'll read that.
So, and I have the Flesh Terror omnibus too.
I don't actually know that much about the Flesh Terrors.
Yeah.
They should probably read more of the Infinite and the Divine.
You probably should, because I want to read that. I bought the Infinite and Divine novel so that I could read it, and somebody stole it. So I haven't had a chance to read it yet.
I got permission.
Sure.
Yeah.
You did. You gave me permission.
I did. I did say you could read it, but I also said that, I wanted to read it. And I haven't seen the book since.
You can read it.
It's okay. I still have Star Wars books to read.
That's true.
I have other 40K books to read too. I need to get more of the Siege of Terror books.
Ooh.
I've only read the first one so far. So,
Ooh.
and I want to read that part where Sanguinius dies.
Oh. Don't say that in front of my.
I read the first Ghost book, but that's the only one. I just never kind of came back to him. Just because, like I said, I'm a Star Wars fan, so I read Star Wars. I'm a big. We play D&D, so we're a D&D group. So I read D&D books, like the Drizzt books and stuff like that. Dragonlance is my big fan with D&D. And then, of course, 40K books. And some fantasy books, because, because I have all this time to read. But I do like to read. Gaunt's Ghost is one that I kind of wanted to go back to. I really enjoyed the Eisenhorn books and the Ravener books, but that was...
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do.
Oh, okay.
I'm not trying to be neglectful to the stream. I'm just trying to see what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm starting to realize I do not want to do the Terminator Squad.
So... The more I talked about what stuff I was going to play in the Crusade, the more he wants to change up his army list.
Oh!
I haven't chosen an army list yet.
That's okay.
Actually, I'll keep a mix of what I wanted to do. Oh, dang it!
Dang it! What?
25 points short.
Oh, got to stay in the rules. Womp womp.
I know. I want to move him up.
I still got like what did I say? Like 120 points left.
It's always worth one.
I could put a Farseer in my list. There's tons of D&D books. There's books based off different campaign worlds, like the Forgotten Realms. There's books based off of Dragonlance. There's, help me out here. There's Ravenloft books.
Ravenloft, Eberron?
Eberron books. That's right. There are Eberron books.
Okay,
there are tons and tons and tons of books. Probably hundreds of books. If you want recommendations, the Icewind Dale trilogy with Drizzt Do'Urden and Wolfgar, that's a fantastic book read. The original Dragonlance Chronicles is a fantastic book set. It is a little older. I mean, they were written in the 80s, but they still holds up well. It's still one of my favorite book series. There's actually new Dragonlance books that just came out, and ones that are still coming out. If you like the I Strahd was a fantastic book for Ravenloft. It's almost like a Dracula story. What else? I mean, there's probably 20 some books in the Drizzt series. What's the name of that series? There's another Forgotten Realms series that's really good too, and I can't think of the name of it. I can't even think of the name of the first book. Wow. But yeah, there's plenty of D&D books. A lot of good adventures. But I highly recommend anything that R.A. Salvatore wrote. I recommend Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. They're fantastic. Christine Golden, I think she's the one that writes some of the Ravenloft books. She's fantastic. She also writes some Star Wars books. So I read a lot of Christy Golden. Who's the other one?
I think I just reinvented my old idea.
Hold on, let me see. I might have something here.
Yeah, I just reinvented my old idea.
For your army list?
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, it's not a bad idea. So, I mean,
Maybe you just need to run with it.
yeah, I came full circle. My only issue is I have 3 units I've not used before.
Oh, that means they're going to die in the first battle.
Yeah. Actually, my Sanguinary Guard broke that curse.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't mean it's always going to happen.
I know, but that does mean
No, they didn't break the curse.
They didn't die.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, actually, they died almost to a man. But not quite.
I thought they died at the very end.
No, there was one guy left alive.
Actually, they were the last living guy.
A lot of my dudes broke that. My Hexmark Destroyer was still alive. My Death Marks.
Oh, it's because they ran off.
Yeah, but it's still alive.
That is true.
Oh yeah, my Chuck Norris broke that.
Right, Chuck Norris did.
My Ophidian Destroyer that survived an entire thing of rounds from what kind of squad were they? Some kind of squad.
Wait, what army?
From the Dark Angels.
Hellblasters?
I think so.
Yeah.
They survived an entire thing of rounds from the Hellblast.
So I don't have any D&D books down here, but definitely. If you're interested in Eldar at all, the Path books.
Path
There's-
of the Warrior.
This one's
That
Path
one.
of the Warrior. That's the first one. It's the only novel that I actually have down here. But this was actually a pretty decent book series, and it really gets you into the understanding what the Eldar are actually like on the craft worlds. I think they sell it only as an omnibus now.
Omnibus?
They have all 3 books in this, or 4 books.
Oh.
3 or 4 books in the in one big book. So, yeah, this was a really good series too. You have to understand the names are really weird though because they're all Eldar.
They're
But-
elves.
I mean, that comes with a lot of Xenos.
Yeah, like the
I mean, Necrons aren't good either.
main character in this book is Corlandril.
What's the name of the combat patrol?
I don't know.
For what?
The name of the
Necrons.
characters aren't bad.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure the combat patrol's named after the guy in it.
Well,
It could be.
what
What's
is
his
it?
name?
Oh yeah, Amonotech.
Oh, I'm on the tech.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It could be worse. Could be like Emotech.
Emotech?
Be Makrist, the Mind Flenser.
There's Oricon.
Or Oricon or Trajan.
Trazen.
Trazin.
What
Sorry,
that
Trazin. Trajan is Custodes. More Christ.
The weirdest one is probably that Chronomancer. No, the Mancer guy. That's not Oricon.
Emotech?
No, he's not a Cryptech.
Oricon?
I said other than Oricon.
Yeah, I don't know these
Sarah?
characters.
I don't know. I don't know.
Let me search. Let me look it up.
Okay, you can look it up because I'm not really sure what it is. All right.
Data sheets. Nope.
Yes,
I'm in the
I think I'm
com-
going to go with my original loadout because sadly I've reinvented it. And I
Yeah.
also realized how difficult it is to put that loadout and put in some.
Oh, Illuminar Xeris.
Oh, Xeris.
That's not all that.
Hey,
bad.
thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us a little bit. You have a good night, and we'll see you maybe next time. We're usually on every Thursday.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
So I think it's probably about time for us to be done too. What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's around 9.
Yeah. So we're just gonna finish up here. So this is Logan and Michael, and I'm Todd from Table Ready Podcast. We do hangouts pretty much every Thursday, give or take. We missed a couple lately because of school stuff, but usually we're doing something, either recording the podcast or playing games or whatever. So if you want, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave us a comment. It'd be great, and we'll see you next week.
You can
See ya.
You can find us on Lake Clan Legends too.
Yeah, and we also play D&D on Lake Clan Legends. That's usually on Sundays. Those episodes come out on
There's
Thursdays. Oh, so you should actually go. What?
Actually, because we live stream on YouTube, they come out on Sunday. Or the date that we record it.
Oh, that's true. That's fair. So they were coming out on Thursdays. But there's always new content pretty much every week. Right?
Yeah.
So, and over there we do D&D and some Warhammer stuff.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes we play games, but mostly other stuff.
Yeah.
So, but us at Table Ready Painting, we're here to help you and your models become table ready. Thanks for watching.
See ya.
Goodbye.